Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I know there's still people coming in. We're going to go ahead and get started. Just a few brief chamber announcements before we begin with today's topic. Once again, this is our digital marketing workshop. They typically fall on the fourth Tuesday of the month. So glad you're here. Hope you guys all had a safe and fun Memorial weekend. But we're going to talk about Google My Business and the best practices for 2020. If this is your first Zoom meeting through the chamber, we generally go over a couple of announcements in the beginning. If you haven't been to our website lately, we've updated it with several resources for you and your business there. So please visit our COVID-19 resource tab. You'll find a lot of our meetings have been recorded and placed there on the website. We were doing daily meetings. Now we're kind of taking a step back as businesses are starting to open, and we've gone to regular meetings being 2 or 3 times a week. So feel free to join us and register for our website. Then we also do have our chamber member exclusive Facebook discussion group. It's a great group for our members to join. You can go on, talk to fellow members or even staff here, ask any questions, and it's a good resource to promote your business and also get input from other businesses. Upcoming events, we do have tomorrow, we have a great event. We hope you can join us at 1 p.m. It's Creating Momentum in a Down Market, and that is sponsored by UCF. Thursday, May 28th, we are doing a virtual market update. I know it's been a topic of interest lately. Again, sponsored by UCF, and it will be a lunch and learn type event, so bring your lunch and sit down with us. Then next week, Thursday, June 4th, that would have been our typical monthly luncheon. It is our hospital update, which we do annually. We know it's a hot topic, so we're going to go ahead and continue with that program. It is sponsored by Oviedo Medical Center, but it will be a Zoom meeting. You can, again, register on our website, and if you're interested in sponsoring any of our events, please contact me, Melissa Cilio, at business@oviedowintersprings.org. And we've been sending out a lot of emails lately, but if you prefer to step back from your emails and maybe look at text messages instead, join our text program by texting notify OWS Chamber to 313131. With that, I'm going to pass it to our speaker today, Brandon Falcon with Falconics.
Hey, y'all. I think I'm unmuted. Let me make sure. Yes. Afternoon. I hope everyone's doing well, and welcome back on a Tuesday here, this short week. So as you guys have probably figured out by now with the information we have on the website and you're signing up, we are talking about Google My Business today. So my goal is I have a little agenda to kind of go through and go through with everyone. But obviously, if you have any questions along while we work through it, just feel free to send a message to the chat. And either myself or Tyler, one of my team members or associates, will actually ping it and make sure I know about it. And then I'll try to answer your question as we go, or at least in each section. So yeah, don't hesitate to ask your questions. I'm here to answer them, and I'm more than happy to do the best I can with that. So, hey, Michelle, I see you already gave me a high five. So, awesome. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Let's get us up and running. Stop screen sharing. Yes. And let's see if it. There we go. Alrighty, so Google My Business, guys. Let me move the last little window out of the way here. It's fighting me at first. All right, so if you guys have not done it before, this is what a Google My Business looks like. So it's actually a listing that any individual can have with Google, and it allows any small business to run, operate, and pretty much tell Google who they are, what they're about, and what they offer. I think it's a great resource. It's completely free. It is just like a social media platform, so like Facebook, like Instagram, Google, so on and so forth. This is just so that you show up in your Google listing and you pretty much help their search engine identify who you are and really, like I said, what value you bring to the world. They allow us to list things like our website, phone calls, our number for phone calls, online scheduling. We have ours linked for scheduling, so you can actually book time with me directly right through Google, as well as it shows local reviews about your business, pretty much any core services you offer, so on and so forth. So pretty much really a highlight of everything about your company, as well as how they can easily get in touch with you. So to keep it simple, you can actually Google search Google My Business, or you can go to google.com/business. So you guys can probably see that up here in my title. Just make sure. There you go. I couldn't see myself. Perfect. With that, you can come over to Manage Now. So what we're going to look at, we're going to assume you have a pre-built Google My Business listing. And saying that, most of this you can fill out as you go if you don't, or you haven't yet. It's very simple. It takes about 10 minutes to get set up, but we're just going to assume you have one. And saying that, if you do not have one, the only real difference that will be a step in here that I can't really replicate for you and show you again is once you sign up, it will ask you for your address. Let's say you're a home-based business and you don't want Google to let customers show up to your door and so on and so forth, or to your house. What you can do is when you go in there and you fill out your address, there's an option that says, do not list my address. Pretty much means that I'm a home-based business, or I'm a business that I don't wish to disclose my location. Maybe you're an online shop, so on and so forth. You can choose that listing or choose that option. The reason that's important, and that's why I'm kind of leading at the beginning, if we don't do that, Google cannot send you a postcard, and they actually send a postcard to your address to verify you are who you say you are and you truly represent the business. They'll actually send you a quick postcard, and it lets you, it gives you a little like a code that you have to enter to actually unlock your Google My Business listing. So yeah, that's kind of something, the one thing I can't show you guys here. So let's continue on. Let's go Manage Now. So I'm going to open it up here. See you guys still joining. Awesome. There's a whole bunch of us today. So once you log into the account, you have a couple different options. If you own multiple listings, or you're like us where you manage for other companies, they list right here. These are the ones that I specifically manage, myself and one other organization. We have a separate account that manages all of our clients. But this is something good to know. Let's say maybe you have multiple small businesses in your family. You can actually add multiple listings right here. So I think that's really a benefit of setting up your Google My Business yourself and not having a third party set it up for you. You can go online and pay to have them set up. I just think setting them up yourself makes the most sense, because once again, we can list different businesses. But today, I'm just going to look at our brand. Obviously, it's the easiest one for me to speak to because I own the company. So I'll give you some direction on that, and then we can kind of see what it looks like for your individual ones. So if you guys want to actually drop your business name in the comments, if anyone wants to volunteer, we can actually audit your brand today and kind of show you what's right, what's wrong, and some things we can do to improve it. I much prefer doing it with active live brands. So yeah, feel free to send any Google My Business listing that you guys already have over, and I can maybe showcase y'all's while we go through. So nonetheless, let's keep moving along. Let's go into actual Our Brands one. So once you're in there, let's assume you only have one business, you'll be taken directly to this page. With this page here, it has all your subtasks, your homepage, your posts, your info about your business, the insights you're tracking, your reviews, so on and so forth. Pretty much it's a homepage like any other social platform. It's very straightforward. It gives you your analytics, it tells you your reviews, it tells about industry specific things going on. What we're really wanting to focus on right now, or the very first part, is making sure our info section is properly set up. That is your address, that is your main phone number, that is everything that's mainly about your core business. Let's make sure I got some chats coming in here. Awesome, Jackie. I'll definitely take a peek at that and see. Yeah, we'll look at yours here in a moment. So I'll quickly show everyone how to go through it, and then we'll showcase your business on how to audit it. So close that out. Awesome. So let's pop over to info. And I think one of the most important things, this is where a lot of companies get messed up. So in our title here, obviously making sure we utilize your business name. It is not your web address in that section. So a lot of times businesses will get that confused and they'll actually put their web address as the title, thinking that it will help them. Actually, it doesn't. Google does check this information across different platforms and make sure it matches up. So for instance, they'll check your Facebook, they'll check your Twitter, they'll check your Instagram, they'll check your, for Florida, we have Sunbiz and different platforms. Obviously different states have different filing records for your business, but they actually do go out and check all these different resources and make sure they line up. So making sure your business here reflects the same exact legal name that you guys utilize. Now for us, Falconics is a DBA, so we run under a different name for our legal name, but that is fine, long as there's consistent verbiage around your name everywhere. I think that's a very important one. Another area that people mess up on is they'll come over here and change this to their company name dash whatever services they offer. So which we call keyword cramming. So it'd be like falconics.com/web design, marketing, SEO, so on and so forth. For a while back in the day, that would actually help you rank higher than your competitors. Now that's considered keyword cramming and cheating, and you'll be penalized or shut down for it. So I just kind of want to once again mention some of the main things I think that are beneficial, but also detrimental to a business. Things you can do in this section here. You can change the name from, like for us, instead of just Falconics, I could call it Falconics Social Media Marketing Agency, or Marketing Agency, or just Agency, Falconics Agency. Any variation of my name with my key services put naturally in line is allowed. That is okay. But if I start going in there and just start cramming a bunch of different words in there that I think I pop up for, that will get you in trouble. So if I took these keywords down here and actually put it in that section, that was what would get us in trouble. So yeah, just the first little thing I think you should pay attention to. Secondly, on this page here, this is what you want to be known for. So these are what we call keywords. So on Google and pretty much Bing, any search engine, anything that's not social media related, we use keywords. On social media, we use something called hashtags. They're pretty much the same exact thing. It's how do I want to be identified? How do I want to be found? Best way to put it is imagine you had a bunch of different terms that your business would pop up for, and you have a bunch of different folders. How many different folders do you want to be put into? Do you want to be put in a web design folder? Do you want to be in a marketing folder? So on and so forth for us. If you're a local ice cream shop, you might want to be known for homemade ice cream. You might want to be known for Oviedo's best ice cream. All these different keywords. So we want to identify 3 to 5 main keywords and put them right here. These are, like I said, the most important ones. And this is an area that a lot of times people will actually get confused as, okay, what keywords or what industries do I specifically provide? For us, it's marketing agency, and then these are the specifics. For your individual company, it would vary. What is your core primary category, and then what are 3 to 5 additional categories that you want to pop up for. We do graphic design, web design, and marketing consulting. Those will typically lead you to every single service that we offer. So just kind of being self-aware on who you serve, who is your audience, who is your, who do I want to be in front of, is very important. Location. So it says no location delivery or home services only. Pretty much we have our address hidden so that we don't pop up on Google. You can choose to do it if you want to. If you don't, being our organization is 100% digital, we operate digitally. Most of y'all know that already about us, is that we don't operate with a storefront to keep overhead costs down and allow us to be a little more affordable than our competitors and such. That's our unique proposition. Most small businesses will do the same exact thing unless you have a storefront. If you have a storefront, you definitely want to utilize your address. If you do not, you want to put it in there, and then you want to choose to do not showcase my address. I think that's another one here that's very beneficial. It's a misconception for so many. They feel like if they put an address in there at all, that it's going to be listed. It will not. We just mark that we don't want it shown. Let's see. Flag. I will have an investigation. Yes. Okay. So Michelle mentioned, she said, I got stuck with location, keeps getting flagged. I will have to investigate. Yes. So what they're going to want is you to put in an address. So make sure it's official address. It's not like sometimes people will actually put their home address and they'll do something like parentheses, some unit number that doesn't exist because it's a residential home or something like that random. Just put a physical, even if it's your home address, put your home address on there and hit submit. It should send a postcard in 3 to 5 business days. You take that postcard, you come back into here and you verify with that 4-digit code. That should fix your problem. That's what most people don't do. They'll get mailed that card. They'll never actually come back into Google and actually activate it. And then so their listing will never show up. So definitely important to do that. Secondly, for Michelle's specific case and why she mentioned that, and I'll put it out there, Michelle does Mary Kay services. So for instance, if you put Mary Kay dash your name on there, that could be a good reason it's getting flagged. Mary Kay's corporate probably has it so that nobody can utilize their same name in the title. So what you want to be is your company or yourself, your name, dash consultant or something of that sort, or I'm guessing it's called a makeup consultant or something of that sort. You'd want to utilize something of that, not necessarily their name in the title specifically. You can put it later on in the body of the text, just not in the title. That I've seen flagged before. Cool, awesome. So we'll keep going. Business operation hours, obviously this is a no-brainer, guys. Making sure your hours are properly put in there. The reason this is important is if someone goes to your Google My Business listing and actually says, I request more information, which means a little pop-up will pop up and ask for your contact information, their contact information, so they can get in touch with you, or vice versa. It is important to have your business hours shown, because if it is after hours, it does not hurt you to not respond immediately. But if they contact you during normal business hours and you do not respond in a 24-hour period, it will actually be a negative check mark against you. It will not publicly show up on here. You won't necessarily see a mark that says, oh, I did bad thing. You just won't you won't just show up as relevant as someone who is faster than you at that. So making sure you put realistic times. That's why we operate at 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I might be around. I might respond otherwise in those other hours. If you've ever emailed me, you know I've operated all hours. But officially, we operate 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So same concept. Don't go crazy and say I'm open 24/7 unless you are willing to respond to requests 24/7. Totally a pain. All right. Like I said, if you guys have any questions so far, like I said, I'm trying to breeze through this section because it's kind of a high level, and we'll dig in a little bit deeper. Just feel free to keep sending over messages if you guys have them. Your phone number. When you activate your phone number on there, there is a 99% chance they're going to require a phone call or a text message probably immediately after. They do that a lot lately because there's a lot of fake profiles being set up, so they want to verify that the number on file is the official business number. Let's say, for instance, you operate a business and you utilize your personal cell phone. That is okay. We can put that on there, and we can also choose to hide your phone number if you wish to, but you do need to have a phone number that you can be reached by. You cannot use something like a Google My Business, or I'm sorry, Google Voice phone number. It will identify a Google Voice number, and it identifies most VoIP phone numbers. And what I mean by that is any of the free ones that you can get online. You can utilize literally anyone else, AT&T, Verizon, any other cell phone number, any other landline number. It will just identify any of the free service ones and flag them immediately as not an active number and will not let you move forward. This is a big one right here, guys, making sure your number is properly put in there and verified. Next to that, this is, remember I mentioned a minute ago, I mentioned that they will look for you around the web. This is that area they're going to utilize to find you with, which is the @ sign. What is the general title that you utilize across the web? We use Falconics. That is our company name. So anywhere you go to Facebook, you go to Instagram, you go to Twitter looking for it, Falconics comes up. We go by nothing else. If your organization does that, make sure you have that consistency across all your different platforms. Make sure everywhere the name is the same. It's so very important for that because Google will literally use their algorithm or their system will go out and look and see if it's all real. We know this because if I come and open up I'm trying to see if it'll show you this window here. I have to share my screen differently. Hold on. Desktop. All right, you guys should see a black screen. If I come over here, this is what a regular consumer would see. This is not what I see. I'm going to show you if I just search myself on Google. You notice my website comes up first. My Google My Business listing comes up over here with all the information about us, and it's, you can kind of see it's pulled reviews. It's talking about all the different reviews across the web. It's found Facebook reviews and it's pulled them in. It's found our Calendly link or our appointment booking system. It brought it over. In this bio here, it actually grabs from Facebook and pulled it over. What we're doing is it's taking that one little section I mentioned, which is your title right here, which is the same thing as this right here. It is taking that and searching the entire web to verify it. I'll show you one more thing here. It also, you can kind of notice here, Falconics dash, and our company name with YouTube, Falconics LinkedIn, Falconics Yelp, Thumbtack, Pinterest, each one of them perfectly utilizing our name. The reason I'm showing you why this is important is because you look up my company name, and this would be the same exact way for your company. We flood the homepage with our brand. There's no one else on there. There's no one popping up. That is what we, even down here, see the chamber. We want to be known so we have no competitors pop up when we're searched. The goal is to be able to have that same ability whenever you search, obviously, any of the services you offer. If they're looking for your name, obviously they're going to find you rather easily, but it's the same exact concept. We want to be known for a handful of things. So you don't want to go put 50 things when really you may or may not be known for only 3 or 4. We try to focus on a maximum of 5, but realistically 3 things. So if I search social media, Oviedo, so on and so forth, I want to pop up for only these terms. So making sure that your name is properly put out there and making sure we're only using 3 to 4 keywords is going to be so very important. So I'm going to close this window out and go back to where we were. Like I said, if any of this is confusing or doesn't make sense, drop a comment. That's fine. I'll go back and retouch it. Just trying to pace myself. The next one, obviously, your web address and your appointment link. So it's actually linked to my Calendly link, which is how you can book me. It's also, I've added the web address, our website. I think that's also important. So let's say, for instance, your company you don't have a website. That is fine. You can go grab your Facebook business page URL and drop that in there. You can do that. It is okay. If that is where you are reached at, that is fine. You can also just go buy a Google domain or a GoDaddy domain. Both of them are usually anywhere from $5 to $30 for the domain name, typically, normally around $12. You can get that and you can point it to a landing page or something very affordable. Google even offers small one-page websites for free. You do not have to go pay for a giant website if you don't need it yet. But I do think it's important to have your domain name there because it just gives you more validation. If you were really small, take the URL and just buy just the URL name or a name like this. If you don't have one, buy your name and point it to your Facebook page if that's all your business uses. I hear that all the time. There's a lot of small businesses. Oh, I have a Facebook page. I run my whole business from my Facebook page. That is fine, totally fine. Just grab a URL, point it that direction. Don't leave it for someone else to go grab and try to represent your brand inappropriately. I've seen that more often than not. You'll find a competitor that will go grab a domain name that is just like yours or similar to yours and redirect that traffic. We don't want to leave that out there for someone else. So just make sure you get that and you post it into Google and so that you are recognized for owning that URL. Keep moving along here. Our services. This is where I think another area that people a lot of times get messed up. They might just say, hey, let's say for instance you're an ice cream shop. They might put ice cream, waffle cones, and sherbet. Okay, great. So we offered those key things, but I consider those a very high level or high level umbrella. Those are the main services. What do you do beyond that? So even we have went in there and did social media marketing, organic social, ad buying, and so on and so forth. We've also, go back, buddy. We went a step further and started going social media ads, which is similar to paid ads or ad buying, social media ads, social media content creation. We try to put every variation for it. Once again, this is called keywords. I'm teaching Google the verbiage I want to pop up for. If this was social media, I would use that same exact list and I'd make them into hashtags. So I would put the hashtag sign and then the word I want to pop up for. So organic social, ad buy, so on and so forth, or ad buyer, so on and so forth. We can even go a step further down here. Let's say graphic design services. I told Google exactly what the graphic design services that we like to offer and help with. Flyers and brochures, letterhead and business cards, posters, logo design, print design. Those I'm totally fine with. I want to be pop up for those types of things. I do not want to pop up for billboard design. I do not want to pop up for book design, those types of things. What I'm doing is I'm teaching it what I do want and what I don't want. I think that's so very important. I think that is missed a lot of times. Because a lot of times companies will just go put graphic design. You do ice cream, you put just ice cream. If you are a home painter, they might just put home painting. But what about you have residential painting, you have commercial painting, you have, I'm just going off the top of my head, multiple variations of painting that you want to be known for. My best way to put it is don't be lazy. Go and actually think out what every term is that someone might think about your business or what someone might search and make sure that those are listed as services with Google. Once again, we're just teaching it how to find you and really how to rank you. Going a step further here, here's the bio section. So actually, like I mentioned, Google actually brought this over on its own. It found it from our Facebook page and brought it over. You can definitely, once it brings over, you can actually manually edit it as well. So this is your bio section. You can write it, it's up to 750 characters. I like to make this match with my stories section, which is called My Stories. If you guys have watched me teach on Facebook business profiles, the My Stories section is like the About You guys. making sure those two match up will definitely give you some extra validation with Google. So I definitely encourage that. And this area needs to be regularly rotated. I think that's another one that gets, I think even honestly mine needs to be updated again because it changes often. A lot of times your business changes more often than most people recognize. Making sure that you go through and update those types of things will be so very important. What I like to do there and what I recommend is 3 to 5 keywords in there. So if you want to be known for social media marketing, organic social, and ad buying, I would actually write that into the text below. So I would put Falconix is known as one of the best marketing agencies by reviews in Central Florida. Their social media marketing, that's specifically their social media marketing services are world class, and you guys get it. It's go on and on. The goal is to put those terms I want to be known for the most naturally inside the body of text. That is what really, I think that's the biggest area that most people miss and brings the most value, because just marking it here says, oh, I can do this, I can do that. Everyone can say they can do something, but being able to give Google an extra data point to pull from and say, oh, they must really know about it because they talked about themselves in the bio with that again and again. They kept mentioning those terms. That is a great way to just really teach it that, hey, I know what I'm talking about. If you've been to any of my other classes, you've heard me talk about like blog articles, how medium.com articles, all these different articles talking about what you want to be known for and embedding the keyword inside of the text, what you want to be known for. This kind of all ties in together. Each one of these types of things tie in together and reference other parts of the web and say, great, I keep seeing them talk about being the best ice cream shop at Oviedo. And in that case, that ice cream shop must be very important. Their Google My Business listing says it, their Facebook says it, their Instagram says it, their Twitter says it, their Pinterest says it, their blog says it. Everywhere says the same thing. It must be relevant. This is a computer. Google's a computer software, a code or algorithm. It learns what it is taught. So what we are doing is teaching it what we want to be known for. So once again, just grab those keywords, find those keywords. If you don't know those keywords, I'll tell you guys here in a bit how to reach out for help on those types of things. We can actually go through and help you get some idea what your keywords might be and start utilizing those across all your different social platforms. So definitely an area that I think is beneficial if you guys have not capitalized on that yet. So yeah, I'll do a quick break right there. Is there any questions that's come in since then? I've not seen it pop up yet. Any questions on your basic info or about section on Google My Business?
Don't be shy, guys. This is your time to ask a one-on-one question with Brandon. So, you know, you don't have to get too personal, but ask any question that you feel Brandon can help you with. If not, we'll continue with this presentation.
I feel like always I'm on the one. I love him in person because I feel like we can talk more and I get more questions.
I know. We miss seeing everybody for sure.
I know. I cannot wait. All right. Well, I'll keep writing and keep moving forward. If someone was typing something, completely still send it over. I'll catch it here in between and go from there. But yeah, we'll keep it rolling. And I do have one profile to audit, but I'm going to finish walking through here and then we'll go back, guys, and we'll take a peek at that. All right. So let's take a peek at the next section. So I think there's 2 more areas here that I think are really 3 more areas that are not long, but I think bring value. One of them is posts. If you guys have never seen posts before or don't know what that is, a post is just like Facebook, just like Instagram. The goal is post something relevant about your company so that Google can know about it and anyone who searches for you pops up for those types of things, or pops up on Google for what you want to talk about. I posted this one a little while ago, probably 40 minutes ago, 39 minutes ago. It's an image in downtown, this was New York. Not relevant. It's just it was a good photo. It was in our inventory. So depending what yours is, and a brief description on what we help with and so on and so forth. It also provides a link they can go to. If you guys have noticed, I've shrunk the link down. So it's called a bit.ly link, bit.ly, a bit.ly link. It allows me to actually tell how many people have clicked my link by tracking on bit.ly's side, as well as 3 to 5 hashtags. And you guys can see real quickly, we have 5 hashtags. we do not want to go heavy on hashtags like we would on Instagram, like we might on Twitter, even potentially sometimes on Facebook and LinkedIn. We want to go very light here. The reason being, I want to be very, very specific, very precise. I heard someone else say this before. It's like when we're doing Google My Business, we're shooting like a sniper would, not like a soldier would in the front row. We want to have very specific shots, very specific goal in mind when we post on this platform. If we go on there and start posting anything and everything that we offer, what happens is we start to dilute the value of our core services. And if we don't have enough content backing it, let's say there's no blog articles, there's no video, you post only once a month, and there's nothing validating the claims you're making, it will get buried because they're saying, okay, there's 50 people in a 100-mile radius that offers the same exact thing. Why would I rank you over someone else when you have no other proof of it, best way to put it. So this is a great resource to just say, for the next 90 days, I'm going to talk about social media. For us, social media, branding, and SEO. Those are the 3 keywords I want to go after, the 3 hashtags I want to target, and everything we post on is going to be relevant to this. That way, within 90 days, I can literally go back and look and see an analytics climb for the terms I want to be known for. And that is the goal for all of us. We want to get popped up on Google, on Facebook, on Instagram, the services that we offer the most and they're most profitable to us, as well as the most value driven to our end clients. So just really hone in on what do you do special, what are those keywords, what are those terms that allow you to pop up. Jackie, should posts mirror the post we do on Facebook? How often should we post? That is a great question. And I was gonna get to that here in just a moment. So you were on the right track. So you should post once every week minimum. So once a week is the recommended number. I know we all have busy lives. I know we all forget. I am just as guilty as that as everyone else. I always forget this platform when I post compared to the other ones. And saying that, yes, a lot of the content can be used here that we use on other platforms. The sizing is slightly different. It is more Facebook graphic sized or LinkedIn size, which I would consider slightly wider, not necessarily so square. I think this original photo was square, and it shrinks it down a bit there. So more of a wide angle shot, as well as a brief description. You guys can kind of see it's very similar to how I post in any other platform. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. The coolest thing about Google My Business and why I like it's slightly different than the other ones is that it actually gives you options here to add an offer. So maybe I wanted to offer something for free. Maybe I wanted to do it at a discount. Maybe I had some sort of update I want to talk about. It even has an update section here for COVID-19 updates. So you can go in there and make a specific post on, hey, we're now seating in our restaurant at 50%, or we only offer delivery at this point. They even made a section just for that. You can add events. That one is a really great one for events like right now, this class, if I wanted to list it, or if I was going to go speak, or if you were doing something very unique, like say maybe a Easter sale, like I don't know, I'm just trying to think of something I've seen recently, something like that. You can actually define all these different things. I love the event one specifically mainly because I speak a lot. I go in there and I list the speaking events, and it actually lets, if someone looks at my business, they will actually show up on Google a local events happening near that individual who's searching. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to speak in DC next month. In that case, if they search our company name in DC, it would actually pop up, hey, a local event's coming or going to happen near you, and so on and so forth. So I love that feature. It just gives me I call it a soft sale. It lets Google interact with the end customer in such a way that it suggests something without me forcing it at them. I don't have to come say, hey, show up to my event, do this, do that. It allows them to naturally see it on their own. So I really love that ability in Google My Business. Let's see another question here. Can we schedule? So that is a great question. So the question on, can we schedule Google My Business posts? Yes and no. So if you want to schedule and pump it out directly at that moment and pump it out through Google directly, yes, you can post it immediately. If you want to schedule it for, let's say, a week out, 2 weeks out, there are third-party tools that allow you to do that. Those change often. It's not like some of the other platforms that seem to like you can get Hootsuite, or you can get MailChimp, or one of these other tools that actually publish through social media. Not all of them do it for Google. Google only works with like 3 to 5 of them that I've noticed that are reputable. You can search around your own, kind of do a quick idea of which ones work with Google My Business. And yes, some of them will let you. I have not seen any free ones let us do it yet, though. So there might be one out there. There might not be. The only thing you have to worry about with scheduling, it's a little bit harder, I feel, with Google My Business because of these options up here, because you have to specify how you want it to come out and so on and so forth. You might lose some of the value not posting natively inside of Google My Business. What I like to do is when I do post, I can honestly say I never post from the actual web portal like this. I have the app on my phone. There is a Google My Business app you can download. You can very easily go in there and do it. What I have is a reminder that comes out to me through my iPhone's calendar that reminds me, post your Google My Business. And I will just go in there and grab the most compelling piece of content that we posted that week on our social media and taken that same piece of content and posted it on my Google My Business listing. So I've already tested with Facebook. Facebook already tells me this one performs the best. Most likely it'll perform well on Google as well. So that is a little trick that I do. So once again, I use my calendar to remind me once a week. Mine goes off every Wednesday. And then I grab my most effective piece of content. I post it out on Facebook, Google, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and I bring whatever the most popular one is over. So that's what I do. All right. So post once a week. I think if you're very specific, like I said, about keywords, you will start to notice your content pop up. I actually had went through a Google training recently from Google, and they were mentioning that if you posted weekly and you kept it, pretty much what I'm recommending here, 3 or less keywords inside of the content, you post weekly on that with different pieces of content. So one week it's a blog article that happens to use that piece of that keyword I want to be known for. Then following week is a small video, even if I'm hopping in front of it with like front-facing camera and like looking at it myself and recording it, and post that, as well as once, pretty much 1 week was a blog, 1 week was video, and 1 week was an image, and just kept rotating through. They recommended that most small businesses will pop up within 60 days for whatever the keyword they want on the first page of Google. And that is from Google themselves. They pretty much said if you use every type of content, which is a photo, a video, and a blog article, instead of the content that you actually post out on Google My Business, it should rank in less than 60 days for most localized terms. So once again, best ice cream shop in Oviedo, best shoe repair, or local shoe repair, or I like the ones that have a case study or something that talks about a customer that we've helped. So local business finds 500% increase in growth after COVID-19. That would be something we would post. We would use a relevant term, COVID-19, that everyone knows about right now. It's a big topic that we mentioned we've helped them, and we talk about how we've helped them and how much we've helped them. Using a post like that will convert very high because it's pretty much human nature. We all want to hear either success or failure. It's entertainment. B, it has a percentage. So when someone looks at that percentage, like, oh, it's appealing to me. And lastly, it has some key terms in there that are beneficial. So either the service you offer or COVID-19, either one of those you can feed off of and get relevant exposure. So posting weekly for about 6 weeks to 6 to 8 weeks, you should start to see your content pop up and your actual views start to climb just from that. So definitely challenge it. I'm curious myself. That's something we're actually rolling out ourselves as well. We'll do that same exact method that Google's mentioned to see if we get extra exposure. I would love to see if anyone else wants to do that with us. So start practicing that, and let's touch back in 2.5 months, 3 months, and kind of see where it comes out of on the other end, if it actually did work and Google was right, or if it was just a way to get you to use their platform more often. So, yep. All right, lastly, I'm going to leave you here. Then we're going to actually go check out some profiles. Reviews. Reviews are gold for a small business. Reviews are, if I had to put a dollar amount on it, I would probably say they're worth 35 to 50 bucks a piece. I would put that high of a value on it. Google and Facebook both are heavily ranking reviews right now on their platforms. So the average that I've noticed is 2 posts a month. You can see even ours is lacking. The last one was 9 weeks ago, so I need to work on that. And that's something I've been putting a reminder to myself to reach out and actually ask for reviews. We've been trying to avoid that with all this craziness going on in the world right now, but I definitely think it's something we need to focus in on again for our own company, and most of our clients should as well. We've noticed that typically for a small business, if you service within a 100-mile radius, and that's considered a small business, if you with a 100-mile radius, if you generate only 2 reviews a month, that you will outrank most competitors in less than 6 months. There's very few small businesses that have more than 20 reviews. So with that in mind, just 2 a month, and we have 12 in 6 months. Within a year, we're above 20, but most businesses have only 3 to 5 reviews. So within 3 months, really 6 months, it says 6 months, within 3 months, we are ranking and we are popping up because we have positive reviews. Another little fun fact with that, or a little trick, whenever your clients leave reviews, if you are ever asking for it or recommending a review, I would definitely encourage you to give them some talking points to mention there. So let's say, for instance, we are marketing. Obviously we offer marketing services. We would mention, like this one, Brandon is knowledgeable and patient. I admire his dedication to helping his community businesses succeed, and so on and so forth. If I wanted to be known for social media, I would ask, hey, do you mind mentioning something about the help with social media we've helped with, and so on and so forth. Because they put the word social media in their review, it will actually bring more value than anything that any of us individually can post about ourselves. It's one thing us posting about ourselves. It's another thing when someone else posts about you. It is so much more valuable. So I heavily, and I really encourage you guys to look for those reviews. One of the things I've recently noticed, if we go to the home screen here on Google My Business, you can actually come down here, and this is something actually newer, get more reviews, see our reviews form. For the longest time, you couldn't ask for reviews. You weren't allowed to. Google now allows you to do it in an appropriate manner. What I mean by that is you can actually come grab the link that they've created for you, and you can actually share that with your following. So either on social media, through email, or directly this link. For the longest time, we would encourage people to actually text it to their clients, and their clients would click it, and so on and so forth, because if I posted it on Google or if I posted on Facebook asking for it, they were not allowed. Google has recently changed that, where they do now allow you to ask for reviews or make a suggestion for reviews. You just cannot ask for a 5-star review. That can get you penalized. So just don't ask for a very specific number. Just say leave an honest review. That is the best way to truly get a result from it. What I like to do, pretty much a couple of our clients that live off reviews, we recommend that they send them out 5 or 10, like one of them I'm thinking of is an e-commerce store. They sell products. We recommend them only hand out to a handful of their customers at a time to actually slowly drip in comments. Comments and reviews are more beneficial slowly coming in than all at once. The reason I'm mentioning this is there's actually a test on it before, is Google can tell when you've asked for it and you published it somewhere, or that you're paying for reviews, and they will actually go back and either shut your Google My Business profile down, or they'll limit it from reviews and then delete all the most recent ones. You don't want that to happen. We had a client that has a very big online store, and she posted out asking for a review through an email blast, and she received 60 comments or reviews within 10 minutes. The problem is Google considered that one review. So we burned through 60 reviews at once because Google thinks that we were asking for it. And in theory, we are asking for it, but we're not recommending them to do all at once. And we're also not recommending them to necessarily give us a 5-star review. We're just asking for an honest review. So what I like to do, once again, is trickle it out. So either hand it out or email 10 people or comment 10 people. Typically, we notice if you mention it to 10 people, you're going to get 2. That's just the reality of it, 20% conversion. So I definitely encourage that. So just try to find a small list of customers that you've worked with or that you're working with, send it out to them and see about getting reviews for it. So definitely that portion of it. Any questions so far, guys, before I continue? If not, I'm going to move us over to auditing Jackie's profile. And kind of give you a quick update on this portion of it. I think the last one here would be under imagery. That's actually the last section I want to touch on. So I think this is another area you can easily win in. So built into its platform, it recommends you providing a logo, and it recommends you providing a cover, which is like a banner that goes across the top. And then obviously these are all the graphics that we've used or we've scheduled onto their platform before to be posted out. You as the owner can post a bunch of content. So we have an identity one. So these are our brand ones. At work, these are things that we've worked on. If we have team photos, they would go here. We don't have any public team folder. Tyler, I know you're listening too. Tyler, we should probably make a note of that to actually get some team photos up here. So for you guys, if you have team ones as well, post those on there. That'd be a good one to have. And then your overall content. I think a great one to do is post lots of imagery, lots of photos, lots of video, all that you can upload through your phone. You don't have to go on the website and do it. You don't have to do it through your computer. You can do it through your phone. It's completely okay. Even if you're not necessarily creating a post, which is what we looked at up over here in the corner, even if you're not doing necessarily a post, you can still update photos. So what I like to do with ours is we upload logos that we've completed. We have pretty much our history of work. We post on things that we can help with, fun facts, so on and so forth. Reason being, it helps us get indexed on Google in their images section. So if you ever search Google for, say, ice cream, talking about ice cream today. If you ever search that for ice cream, you can see the local places that pop up, and I come over the images. A lot of times, these images that pop up first are local Google My Business listing items. Now, in this case, I searched it so broad, it didn't. I just searched the word ice cream. But if I search ice cream Oviedo, ice creams winter, spring, so on and so forth, it will actually just line them up right here. And most of the time, like I said, it's Google My Business images. So I definitely encourage that if your company has lots of photos that you can showcase or lots of something that I can show off that's interesting, I would definitely encourage you to send out quite a bit of photos. Yeah, and there are right ways of taking it, wrong ways of taking it. Just for time's sake, I'll push through and we'll keep going. But I definitely think that area would be one you can easily win in. That's one that I like doing a lot. Honestly, I like to post a lot of photos and videos on there just because most people in our industry does not do that. It will actually tell you once you upload what the average is for your area, like how many photos are usually done. I think the average for our industry and on our area is 12 photos. I think we have close to like 90. So I know it's a little bit of an overkill, but I'd rather pop up with an image that fits someone's need than not pop up at all, in all honesty.
So Brandon, to touch on this real quick before you move off of it, I just want to make it very clear that there is a very important median to hit. You want to make sure you're posting things that are relevant to people who are looking for you, right? So we've all Googled a business and seen someone, seen like either a user photo or a photo from the company posting and have it just nothing to do with the business whatsoever, right? So if you're looking for a restaurant or an ice cream shop, and then see a photo of a dog, it doesn't add any value to it. So just make sure, even if it is a photo that you think people might enjoy, make sure it's very relevant to your business.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyler. So exactly what Tyler said. So Tyler takes a lot of the photography for our company. And lucky for us, Tyler's a professional photographer outside of what we do. So it helps. But yes, I definitely encourage what Tyler's mentioning here with the photos. And to the two questions, yes, if you guys have ever heard me mention this before on any of my classes we spoke on, always title your images with the description or the name of what it is. So if it is a photo of ice cream while on the beach, because that's where you operate from, you would literally title that ice cream dash on the beach dash city name dash January 2020. I don't know, just throwing stuff out there. But what I'm doing is I'm teaching Google, this is the image, this is what is in that image, this is what you see. So it actually comes up a lot easier. So it actually reads what the name of the image is as well as whatever you put as the title or the description of your image. So if I click one of these images here, it would know what this is called, even though there's text on top of the image, we're telling it what it actually is. So I think that's a great benefit. You can do that on Google, you can do that on Pinterest, you can do that on Facebook. All those platforms now read images names. That is how they can tell if your image is stolen. They can actually tell by the name a lot of times, and sometimes what we call metadata. The image has a tracking code that follows itself around inside of the image data. So what we want to do is just make sure we have original content and we name it something different or name it what it is so it's easier to be found. The other question was, should you drip it out slowly like like I mentioned with the reviews? There is no wrong answer on that. We have done both. We have slowly dripped it, and I've dropped in a whole bunch at once. I cannot tell you honestly if one does better than the other. They're pretty much the same. So I definitely encourage just to get them out there for the time being and go from there. Most companies, the average is 10 to 12 images. Put 15 in there. Put 15 in, see what happens. Come back in a month, look at the insights, see what people are looking at what. If it didn't work on certain ones, avoid images of like that. If certain ones did better than others, then that's what tells you that works. Grab that type of image, post more of them. Post 10 different versions of that same type of one. So if it's a pink ice cream cone, then put a purple ice cream cone, a red ice cream cone, so on and so forth. Maybe they don't want ice cream sandwiches. That's just the idea. It's like what we're really doing is there's no rocket scientist information to this a lot of times. For these basic tools like this, like Google My Business, it is made for the regular consumer to be able to go in and do it. What we're doing is we're just grabbing human activity and responses that we're seeing and feeding more of that into the system. So once again, we're just grabbing things that we know work and keep feeding it more and more. You can do 10 at once, so you can do once a week. Doesn't make a difference. Awesome. So obviously for the sake of time, let's go take a peek at the profile that Jackie here sent us over to look at. I just posted my own, of course. Hold on one second, guys. Let me grab that message again. So I am going to do it in incognito. I believe you guys should still follow. Of course, it's not copying, right? We're going to spell it out. Great. And you guys can still see, right? If you don't say anything in the messages, I'll assume you can still see. I opened this in a different tab. So awesome. So her listing comes up. Currently, it is the operating hours are closed. Opens at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, so tomorrow. So it looks like Monday she's closed and Tuesday's closed. Got it. Okay, awesome. So assuming those are correct, keep it that way. If they are wrong, obviously please go update your listing. You don't want to be telling Google that you're closed when you're really open. I see your address there. You've got some reviews. You've got 5-star. That is awesome. Let's see if we have anything else approaching on our home screen. Nope, it looks pretty good. I even see some Pinterest stuff there. Awesome. Schedule appointments. Awesome. Your Etsy listing comes up. Awesome. It looks like most of everything matches up. So that's perfect there. So what I would say might be missing here is you have a single product listing. Obviously take a peek and see if we get some more on there. Let's just see if Google's hiding it. Nope, okay, it's only showing one. So for you guys, I would say if you offer a couple different services as well, which I believe that when we spoke before that you guys did, you offered it for bridal parties, you offered it for birthday parties, so on and so forth. You could definitely list it on there because you want to be known for those different services you offer. I would also upload a photo alongside that into your Google Images section. What happens is it pops up in this section immediately, so you, me, and everyone in between can see that main photo. But it also, like I said, feeds it over to your Google My Business or like Google Images section here, and lets you guys just pop up with a bunch of content. So some of this will probably be yours, some of it's not. But the goal is as much of this as possible can be you. You can also notice, let me go back to show you one more thing. I know I'm jumping around a little bit. Your company name. These are the things that Google's already identifying. It doesn't know I have any association. It doesn't know I've looked at your brands ever before because I have an incognito right now. It knows nothing other than the company name that I've searched. And it's already guessing. Sesame Street has some sort of relation to it. Maybe you had some sort of, there you go, probably an image or something like that. I'm not sure if you guys sell on Amazon, but it's grabbing that and recommending something with Sesame Street. Google's noticing something in Oviedo, Florida, Ernie, Oviedo, Florida. It is grabbing data from around the web and identifying it and classifying you based on that. Let's say, for instance, Sesame Street is not that big of a deal for you guys. I'm just throwing it out there. If that is the case, how do we teach Google what is a big deal for you guys? Well, the best way to do it is upload new imagery, upload new video, new content, make sure the image is titled what we want it to be titled for, and make sure it has a good description of what we want to be popped up for. So let's say local painting, do it yourself. So whatever terms I want to be known for, I want that to pop up. What I see from it right now is Google's giving you credit for a lot of these things, but is it enough things that you want to be known for? So workshop is good, DIY is cool. Maybe we would like to find some price points on, not price points, I'm sorry, like something listed to your services that you offer. Like I said, bachelorette party, birthday party, so on and so forth. Those types of keywords would be beneficial. I mean, like for instance, the word Facebook popping up in Google listing. We don't really care to get known for your company name in Facebook. What that tells me is you post heavily on Facebook and it notices that and it's making that as a search term. Maybe people are looking for her Facebook page. We want to be known for words that are beneficial to us. The city ones are fine. The city ones are good to be on there. But ones like Facebook, ones like it worries me with Elmo ones and Sesame Street ones. There's probably a reason. Maybe there's something wrong. You can tell me later. But I don't want to make you compete with Sesame Street for certain terminology. So maybe diversification a little bit more. Most likely, whatever it is, it's grabbing this and something else. I'm not quite sure why it's grabbing so much Sesame Street stuff. Maybe maybe the company name has something that maybe they have done something before and used that title before, and maybe it's crossing in some sort of manner. So go back to the main listing here. The other things I would see here, like I said, some customer photos. It looks like it's already found your Facebook reviews and it's brought them over. Questions are another great one. So let's say you guys get questions regularly on how much it costs to actually have a private session, or how much pre-shipped product is. I know you were mentioning before you guys had some new product that you are now able to ship and so on and so forth. So maybe you can actually have people feed in some questions that are easy answers like that, and actually we'll fill out the question section. I love that area being filled out because it's like a Q&A. So if someone searches local area to get to do this type of painting or so on and so forth, it will actually pop up your listing first because you have that search term specifically defined. So I think that's a great resource to have. So maybe have a couple people leave a couple questions here and you go answer those questions. Would be a great way to get some more free traffic. And like we mentioned, more photos. I think photos would be definitely beneficial. I see a couple of them here being pulled in from, where is it being pulled in from? Is it Facebook? 6 days ago. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we've got a lot of active, most recent ones. Let's see, let's go back further. I just want to see something to show you guys. Let's see here. So it doesn't show a description on it. So a lot of times it'll actually name the image a description name. I can also save it and see if it does that. It does not. So what that tells me is most likely this image was just uploaded directly. It doesn't necessarily have a title. So that's that one area I was mentioning where we can put local so-and-so workshop, Oviedo, or some certain keywords I want to pop up for. Come on, thing, pop up. There you go. She asked, I added a profile short name just now, but it is yellow with a line through it. What does that mean? Yeah, profile name. So it's probably wanting to verify first that information. So once you get a little bit further on to answering the address and so on and so forth, it's probably going to send out a mailer to verify. The other thing could be is the email you put on file might be a personal email address. And if it is different than the web address that you put for your website, I'm just assuming you went that far, or the company name, it could also be flagging that. So say, for instance, you use your personal email, you called your company ABC Plumbing, and your web address is abclearning.com. It will notice there's some sort of discrepancy. Amy, I tagged a photo to a bug. Should I add more information when I tag my projects? Yes, it is beneficial to add as much. Once again, we're looking for keywords. We're trying to do keywords naturally. So if you want to be known for bachelorette party event or something like that, you could put local bachelorette party with social distancing at our workshop in Oviedo, Florida. Boom. We've given it the keywords bachelorette party. We've given it the keywords social distancing because that's a hot topic right now, and it's like that will give you extra credit because it's popular on Google right now. And Oviedo, Florida. We've used all three keywords, and we tell it, okay, this is what we are. This is the organization we're helping, which is bachelorettes. We're using keywords like social distancing because that's popular right now in general. It just gives us free exposure. And Oviedo, Florida, this is the area that it's important to. So if anyone searches bachelorette party ideas in Oviedo, Florida, you will pop up. That is just how Google works. We're teaching it. This is the things that I help with. Pop me up on Google whenever it's possible. So hopefully that makes sense. That's kind of how that works with Google. But yes, I saw a lot of bunch of new images coming in 6 days ago, February. I would say just consistency. That will work. The only reason certain ones like ours does pretty good, mainly because our company's been out there for 8 years. So even if I don't post regularly, I will outrank some because of the longevity of it, but that's okay. it can always be caught up with by someone that's actually more consistent. So if you see a competitor with doing a little bit more reviews, so on and so forth, it's just a numbers game. Let's time out how long it's going to take you to catch up and just push for it. So I know we're running out of time here, and that is pretty much it. I'll open up the floor for any questions you guys have. I know Google My Business has a lot in a little bit because we haven't touched on Google in a little while. We've done a lot of social stuff. But yeah, if you guys have any questions here, let me know. I will do one more thing. I was mentioning something that we're doing new here for the chamber. We actually have a client management portal now. So what that means is think Amazon for our industry. So we've built out our own little portal that does a lot of self-service type solutions. In saying that, something special that we're rolling out with the chamber, because obviously a lot of you guys show up regularly to our events, is we're going to offer any of the members to obviously sign up for a membership, or not even membership, sign up into the platform, but we're going to give you guys a coupon code here in a little bit that lets you go in there and get an actual Google My Business audit for each one of your individual brands if you so choose, versus me just giving you very generic now across the top. We can actually look at each one of them specifically. Normally we go through and charge for that, but what I can do is, or what we've done is create a coupon code so I know it's just you guys coming in. You enter that code, it will comp the service completely for free. So you just give me your basic information. This is my company name. These are the terms I want to show up for. And we will tell you a direction of, hey guys, this is what you should do to be successful. Obviously our goal is all of us to continue to grow, our businesses thrive as the world recovers and comes back from all this craziness. We're trying to do every little bit we can to kind of help our community. So yeah, I'll send the link, or Tyler will send the link here in a moment in the chat. Go there, sign up, use that coupon code. It'll give it to you completely for free. And we will go through and actually audit your brand for you. And then you'll know My Business is all set up and ready to go perfectly. So you'll know what's right, you'll know what's wrong, and we can kind of go from there. So awesome, guys. I don't want to talk anymore. Anything else you guys have for me? Any questions? Awesome. Tyler, if you're still there, send that link. Awesome. Okay, I saw Tyler just send that link.
Thank you so much, Brandon. I'll leave the room open if you guys want to ask any additional questions. We were talking about next month's presentation as well before this meeting started today. We're probably going to do Instagram or Pinterest, one of those topics. But thank you, Brandon, for presenting today. I know everyone always looks forward to your presentations. We wish you could see you in person. Thanks for going virtual.
Yep. Like I mentioned, I sent that link just now, so if anybody wants that and the code there, you guys, like I said, we'll take care of it. And I think I think for both of us, we agree Instagram was a good one for next month. You guys want to learn a little bit more on Instagram? If that's the case, we'll leave Tyler at home, and we'll get Andrew next time to help. Awesome. I see a lot of positivity on Instagram. Awesome. Cool, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone being there. Like I said, if you have any questions, we'll leave the chat open for a little bit. I'm still around too, so I can answer questions. If not, we can chat next month. Obviously, you guys know you can always send us a message or something on our social medias, or email to me. I'm always around. I can always answer questions. So, yeah. See ya.
Thank you.